What is up, gorgeous George fans? It's me, Marty McFly, bringing you a special episode of a new mini-series of Learn the Law with Marty McFly, Swedish attorney at law. And today's subject is an interesting one. It's appeal deadlines. So I thought we would look at some appeal deadlines and how it works. And we're going to try and teach a fat man in Virginia something about the law, and we're going to do this in a very simple way. So let's start. So as you can see here, this is the Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, and just to show, this is from Cornell Law School and it all applies. Now George wants to appeal parts of his case, and he's correct that he can appeal. However, he is incorrect with certain assertions that he has made, and one of those assertions is that he is able to appeal his defamation being dismissed with prejudice. Now, George was partly correct. He could have appealed. However, George has a serious issue. And I'm pretty certain goons among us and those with a law degree will probably work this out fairly quickly. Appeal has a right when taken. Appeal in a civil case, which is what this is, and Rule 4, Paragraph A, Point 1, time for filing a notice of appeal. In a civil case, except as provided in Rules 4A1B, 4A4 and 4C, the notice of appeal required by Rule 3 must be filed with the district clerk within 30 days after entry of the judgment or order appealed from. Now, the key part of this is within 30 days after entry of the judgment or order. So, let's have a look at the first thing he needed to appeal. And we've brought this up here on the screen. Now, this was Thursday, July the 20th, 2017, Memorandum Order. The court grants the motions to dismiss, dismissing the intentional infliction of emotional distress claims with prejudice and dismissing the copyright infringement claims without prejudice. Denied Yared's motion to strike Brennan and Markland's answers, interpreted by this court as motions to dismiss, as mute, and denies Yared's motion to strike Markland's request for a restraining order as mute. The court will give Yared leave to amend his complaint to cure any deficiencies with his copyright infringement claims. Yared should file his third amended complaint by August 11th, 2017. The defendant shall file responsive pleadings, including any renewed motions to dismiss, within 21 days of Yared filing his third amended complaint. Signed by District Judge John A. Gibney Jr. on 20th of the 7th, 2017. Copies mailed to the pro se defendants. So, let's now have a little look, bearing in mind that within 30 days after entry. That meant George had until Saturday, August 19th, 2017, to appeal this order, of which George did not do. He did not appeal this order. And when I say appeal, I don't mean he asked for it to be reconsidered. He needed to lodge an appeal. This was a final order ordered by the court, and that's what he needed to appeal. He hasn't appealed this. So George now is out of time to appeal the defamation claim. He's out of time. And he's also out of time for another part of his claim, which was he was denied the right to amend or correct his third amended complaint, and the court directed him to respond to the motion to dismiss within 21 days of the date of this order. And he did not appeal that decision. So if we now look at those dates again, and we'll put the date in here, which was November 1st, 2017, and we'll add 30 days, calculate the new date. George only had until December 1st, 2017 to appeal that decision as well. So he is in a position where he is out of time to appeal anything. The only thing he will be able to appeal will be the order on the copyright claim when it's finally made or dismissed. That he will be able to appeal. But he is out of time to appeal anything else. Again, let's just read that one paragraph that gets rid of this very quickly. In a civil case, except as provided in Rules 4A, 1B, 4A4 and 4C, the notice of appeal required by Rule 3 must be filed with the District Clerk within 30 days after entry of the judgment or order appealed from. George, you're out of time. You're out of time. You can't appeal it. And if you think I'm wrong, go ahead and appeal it and let's see what happens. This has been Learn the Law with Marty McFly, Swedish Attorney at Law, on today's subject of appeal deadlines. I've got a big announcement coming up later to do with Patreon, and it's going to be a good one. But we need to hit an April Patreon deadline. That's all I'm going to say, and a donation goal. If we hit the April Patreon donation goal, you guys are going to go insane. I have, as always, been Marty McFly, your Swedish Attorney at Law, and this has been Learn the Law with Marty McFly, Swedish Attorney at Law.